Hello everyone, can you hear me? Barely. Okay, well I'll try and speak up as best I can. First of all, welcome to the UC Theater, to what I'm sure is going to be a motivating and enlightening discussion with Congressman Heath Shuler. Congressman Shuler is a native of Swain County and is now a resident of Haywood County. He was elected to serve North Carolina's 11th congressional district in November of 2006, which is the 15 westernmost counties of North Carolina. From Swain County, he moved to the University of Tennessee, where he saw great success in both college and professional football, playing for the Washington Redskins and New Orleans Saints before finishing his degree. Prior to his election, Congressman Shuler had been a successful entrepreneur and a small business owner, starting a real estate brokerage firm and other successful real estate companies. His experience in business led him to being appointed chairman of the House Subcommittee on Rural Development, Entrepreneurship, and Trade. In Congress, he serves on the committees of Small Business and Transportation and Infrastructure. Congressman Shuler is a member of the Fiscally Responsible Blue Dog Caucus, which works to end wasteful spending and to balance the budget. He's deeply devoted to several issues, including land conservation, protection of national parks and forests, and American energy independence. He has served as a charter member and spokesperson for the Friends of the Smokies, and a national spokesperson for Character Counts, and plays an active role in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We're grateful and honored to have such a devoted public servant on our campus, and so on behalf of the College Democrats and the faculty, staff, and students of Western Carolina University, I'd like to welcome Congressman Heath Shuler.
Katie actually works in our office in Asheville, and she's doing a great job, and she's obviously a student here, so I'm real pleased to have Catamount a part of the office in Asheville. I think she's going to maybe get an opportunity to come to Washington. So we're excited about that. Well, thank you for the invitation again. It's always great to be back on campus. As most of you told last time, I actually was a student here. Took a couple of classes during the summer. I had an accounting class and a math class here, so it was, I feel a part of Western, and obviously growing up in Bryson City, just right down the road, it doesn't, a lot of my friends that I went to high school with obviously attended here, and you know, a lot of my friends and Dr. Coulter's here, obviously, and people I really admire and have a lot of admiration for. I've been very successful in our community. You know, going around campus today was, I was over at the Kimball building. We got any engineers in the room? No engineers? Is that why that building was empty today? All right. But it was great to see some of the applied businesses, and obviously having the, being the chairman of the Rural and Urban Entrepreneurship and Trade in the Small Business Committee. It's really good to see how businesses in our communities and really throughout the United States could be actually working with our students and giving them an opportunity to expand not only their education within the classroom, but really be able to expand outside the classroom in their knowledge base that they're going to be once you get into the real world and get beyond the education standpoint and applying to business practices. So it's really good. And campus, of course, has changed. It's a walking campus now, and obviously with the crutches here, it's a little bit more difficult. But it's certainly a beautiful campus, and so much is going on here, and the expansions in the area. And I went over by the Millennium campus and seeing the construction that's being done, and the new dining hall. That must be a plus here, huh? Is that good? Everybody kind of likes a new dining hall. That's really good. So I think Western Carolina's had a tremendous impact on our community. From the businesses that are obviously related to the university, to our students who hopefully if we continue doing the right thing in our communities, that we can actually have as students who actually stay here, raise a family, be a part of the community. And that's so important. How many people do we have that are actually from, say, the Western North Carolina part that are actually in the room? Oh, great. So we actually have some students that are outside that area as well. So, you know, I'm going to give you guys some opportunities to, you know, probably ask some questions. There's a lot going on in Washington, as you guys are well aware of. You know, it's one of those times in our our country where you kind of have, there's no right answer sometimes. There's always, sometimes there's no great vote. Sometimes there's no, a yes vote is as difficult as a no vote. And when that comes, when you have these challenges that we're faced with today, I think you have to really, establish yourself of the true meaning why you're an elected official, why you're there, what are things that represent your district as a whole, what represents you as a person, as an individual. So it's not like you can every single time poll your district and find out how your people actually feel about a particular issue. So it's always important to be able to come to a community and get some insight. Sometimes it's certainly an education for both sides. Sometimes I can help out on kind of deciphering what is the difference between what I call the entertainment news, those people that make a lot of money by controversies, and what's really the facts and the figures that's within legislation. And certainly like to hear your viewpoint. It's kind of like my wife and I. We've been married 11 years. Now, we don't always agree. Love her to death. We don't always agree, though. Sometimes we have to agree to what? Disagree. And sometimes that happens. And it happens in Washington quite frequently. And, but hopefully we can have a dialogue here, and I can better understand some areas in which that you have importance, some legislation that's being discussed, talked about, or maybe some concerns that impacts you, especially you as a student. What are things that we need to do from a Washington standpoint to make sure that our students are heard? Far too often, there's not enough people advocating towards you when it comes to our students, and that's why I want to make sure that having this discussions here today, that I can then go back to Washington and discuss and advocate on your behalf. And it's been a while since I've been out of college, and things have changed. Now I'm sure all your assignments you probably download them. You probably get them off the internet. You probably submit your papers by the way of the internet. To be honest with you, I think my last English class I had in school, I was still writing them. It was with pencil. The little blue notebook paper, I don't know if you have those. Yeah, some of the professors are saying yes, but the students are saying, "What is he talking about? Blue notebook paper? I haven't seen those." But things have changed. Our society has changed. But I think the one thing that continues to be the same, that the most important thing we can do as a community, as an individuals, is stand up for our country. And obviously, yesterday being Veterans Day, to all you veterans and to all the students here who have had parents and grandparents who have served our country, tell them thank you. We get to enjoy the privileges of today because of sacrifices that they have made and they continue to make. So we owe a great deal of gratitude and appreciation to all of our men and women who serve and who continue to serve every single day and who are on the front lines. We got men and women who are serving on the front lines as we speak. And it's for the things that we get to enjoy, the freedoms that we get to enjoy in school, and the activities that we get to do after. So a special thanks to you veterans. Thank you very, very much for all that you do. So, round of applause.